Imagine this. A young kid dressed in worn-out clothes walks up to a luxury car and knocks on the window. "Excuse me, sir, can you spare some food?" What do you think happens next? Does the person help? Do they ignore him? Or do they do something unexpected? Today we're revealing the shocking truth about how people react when a child who looks poor asks for help. We live in a world where the gap between rich and poor keeps growing. Some people have more than they'll ever need, while others struggle just to eat. But what happens when these two worlds collide? When someone who appears to have nothing comes face to face with someone who has everything. That's exactly what we tested. We had a 12-year-old actor dress up in old, dirty clothes and approach wealthy strangers in expensive neighborhoods, asking for food or a little help. The goal: to see who would stop, who would ignore him, and who would go above and beyond. The results: some people restored our faith in humanity. Others, well, let's just say their reactions were hard to forget. First, we had to make sure the kid looked genuinely in need. This wasn't about acting. It was about making the experiment real. The clothes: faded, oversized shirt with small holes, dirty sneakers, and a worn-out backpack. The look: messy hair, a slightly smudged face like he'd been outside all day, and a tired expression. The script: simple, polite. "You like excuse?" "Me, I'm really hungry. Do you have any food?" We didn't ask for money, just food or help. Because when a kid asks for food, it hits differently. We sent the kid into wealthy neighborhoods outside high-end restaurants and near luxury cars. Here's what happened. 1. The people who ignored him. Some didn't even look his way. One woman in a designer dress clutched her purse tighter and walked faster. A man in a business suit stared straight ahead, pretending not to hear. "Sorry, kid, not today," one guy muttered without slowing down. It was heartbreaking but not surprising. 2. The people who hesitated, then helped. Others paused. You could see the conflict in their eyes. Should I help? Is this a scam? One businessman stopped, sighed, then handed the kid a $20 bill. "Get yourself something to eat." "All right." A woman in a luxury SUV rolled down her window and asked, "Are you alone? Where are your parents?" When the kid said he was just hungry, she drove off, but returned 5 minutes later with a bag of groceries. These small moments mattered because they showed that even when people are unsure, kindness can win. 3. The people who went above and beyond. And then there were the ones who shocked us. The couple who invited him to their table outside a fancy restaurant. The kid asked a couple if they had any leftovers. Instead of handing him a to-go box, they pulled out a chair. "Sit down. Order whatever you want." They treated him like family. The CEO who called his assistant. One man in a tailored suit didn't just give food, he made a call. "Hey, bring some groceries to this location." Now, 30 minutes later, his assistant arrived with bags of food, clothes, and even a gift card. The woman who cried. When the kid asked a well-dressed woman for help, she froze. Then tears welled up. "I was once in your shoes," she said. She sat with him, bought him a meal, and told him never be ashamed to ask for help. These weren't just acts of charity, they were acts of humanity. But not everyone was kind. "Get a job, kid. You're probably just scamming." From a woman in a Mercedes, the man who called security. One guy didn't just ignore the kid, he called mall security to remove the beggar. These reactions stung, because they showed how quick some people are to judge based on appearance alone. After each interaction, we revealed the truth. "Sir, ma'am, this was actually a social experiment. He's not really homeless. We wanted to see how people would react to a child in need." The responses, even more telling. The guilt: some people looked ashamed. "Oh God, I'm so sorry." The defensiveness: others got angry. "That's messed up. You tricked me." The pride: the ones who helped, they smiled. "I'd do it again, real or not." This experiment wasn't about shaming anyone. It was about asking feed, why do we help? Is it because we care, or because we want to feel good about ourselves? Who do we help? Are we more willing to assist a deserving kid than an adult? What stops us from helping? Fear, distrust, indifference, the truth. Indifference, the truth. Kindness shouldn't come with conditions. If a child is hungry, feed them. No questions asked. So, here's the real question. If a kid who looked poor asked you for food, what would you do? Would you assume the worst? Would you hesitate, then walk away? Or would you stop and ask, "How can I help?" Let me know in the comments, and remember, the next time you see someone in need, they might not be part of an experiment, but your reaction, that's always real. Stay kind. Stay humble.